Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
Good afternoon, family. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. And karibuni sana to another episode of the Africa Today show. This is literally how do I say? We're literally taking the time that we didn't manage to use yesterday because of the lights being off today. So today we're not on the culture show. For those who are expecting maybe music tonight, today we're gonna be here for the Africa Today show. But karibuni sana to everyone who's just tuning in on the radio station, on Spreaker, Spotify, to everyone who's with us on all our YouTube channels. Good afternoon and good evening from my end. It's exactly 51 minutes past 7 p.m. Quite a little bit early today. But yes, I want to keep it on time so I can also go home early, got some things I want to take care of. But today we're going to be talking about the Epstein files and the Pizzagate. I think we discussed this on Tuesday when we were discussing about the Epstein files, discussing about Jay-Z disappearance and all that. But there's been so much more evidence, information still being released about the debaucherous, diabolic deeds that these people were doing behind the scenes, and of course to children. So I'm going to be sharing a couple of videos regarding that. We also have Bill Gates, who came to defend himself, talking about he's never gone to the Epstein Island. He's never been there. But if you look at the history of Bill Gates, you know, this is one of the guys actually very much behind so many things. When you talk about children, especially the lives of children, I mean, Bill Gates cares a lot about the livelihoods of children, especially in Africa. You know, it's crazy. So we're gonna be discussing on that. Karibuni sana, and of course, remember to also download our app on the Google Play Store in case you're here for the first time. Karibu sana, and of course, through the application, you can be able to listen to us via the radio station. Get yourself these amazing organic supplements on the like of ashwagandha, multivitamin, and so much more aligned there for you. We have an active apparel store as well. You can get yourself some t-shirts, some hoodies, some beanies, and so much as well. But love to share some beetroot benefits as we come back. We're going to be talking about a little bit of history again. So on a Thursday, actually a very good day to literally go back and reflect on history. The ugly side of Coca-Cola, the history of racism and soft drinks. I think either we talked about this sometime last year. Not really sure if I shared this, but I'd love to share it after this short commercial break.
Beetroot, nature's powerhouse, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and nitrates. It's known to support heart health, boost stamina, and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried, and finely ground to preserve their rich nutritional content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie, or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
$20.90, but I'm going to start with this amazing video here. Again, being on a Thursday, mostly I'd shared this on Wednesday because of reflecting back into history, since I'm not here always on Thursdays. But since I'm here today, actually a very good day to start with some history video, and as we understand something before we get into the main conversation.
Coca-Cola's racist origins. Have you ever heard the story of Coca-Cola's racist origins? Or the story of Baconsfield Park, the park in Macon, Georgia that was closed rather than be integrated. Well, those are the two stories we're going to talk about tonight. And if you would like to share your own questions or even just send me comments, you can do so at onemichistory.com in the description page. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so on my Buy Me Coffee on my Patreon page in the description below. But without further ado, let's get started.
This holiday, instead of giving them something nice, why not you can do just that and save. Shopping is easy in the IHG One Rewards app, where you'll save 20% on travel across 6,000. You'll earn /side
By racism and marketed.
terms apply.
Did you know that Coca-Cola was heavily influenced by racism and marketed primarily to whites, while Pepsi established a division dedicated to targeting African American consumers? John Pemberton, an Atlanta pharmacist and the inventor of Coke. This product was actually his second drink, though. Prior to Coca Cola, in 1884, Pemberton created a French wine cola. This drink was a copy of a popular French wine that contained cocaine. However, just as the product was gaining popularity, Atlanta made a decision to outlaw alcohol sales in November of 1885. In the United States, prohibition was often used as a tool to control minorities, particularly European Catholics and African Americans. Law enforcement officers used prohibition against intoxication to justify detaining members of Black communities, especially in the South. This led to, in 1886, John Pemberton creating a temperance drink with reported medicinal effects. He named it Coca Cola. This drink became popular and it was seen as a socially acceptable alternative to drinking alcohol in bars. Coca Cola quickly became embraced as an intellectual beverage of well off whites. Eliminating alcohol was only a temporary solution. As G. Chandler, who had taken over the business, kept the formula a secret. However, as an Atlanta newspaper would reveal in 1891, what consumers already knew, Coca Cola contained cocaine. Chandler began marketing the drink as refreshing rather than medicinal and managed to survive the controversy. But concerns erupted again after the company began distributing distinctive glass bottles in 1899, making it easily accessible to people of all races. Middle class whites worried that the soft drink was contributing to the rise of cocaine use among African Americans. Southern newspapers reported Negro coke fiends were raping white women, and the police were seemingly powerless to stop them. By 1903, Chandler responded to these white fears and a wave of anti narcotics legislation by removing cocaine and adding sugar and caffeine. Coca Cola's recipe was not the only thing influenced by racism. During the 1920s and 30s, Coca Cola was heavily influenced by white supremacy, and this manifested itself in their lack of targeting of Black consumers. Coca Cola would go as far as introducing double sided vending machines, one side for Black Americans and another side for white Americans. Meanwhile, Pepsi was the second largest drink company in the country and attempting to compete with Coca Cola by offering a sweeter product in a larger bottle for the same price. Despite their best efforts, they still trailed behind Coca Cola into the 1940s. To gain a competitive edge, Pepsi CEO Walter S. Mack hired a team of African Americans to create a Negro Markets department aimed at marketing to African Americans. Into the late 1940s, Pepsi began a marketing campaign targeted at African American consumers in the Southern Black Belt and in northern urban areas. They hired Duke Ellington as a spokesperson, ran ads in Black publications, and set up special point-to-purchase displays in stores frequented by African Americans. However, as a result, some Americans began to associate Pepsi with Black people, and Pepsi quickly killed the program. However, this image of Coke and Pepsi as white and Black drinks continued to persist. It was not long after this that Coke sought to shake their whites only drink tag and began marketing to African Americans. They also began to support African American organizations and developed a relationship with the NAACP. It took some time, but the new tactic worked. And today, racial lines between soda companies, even in the South, is just a distant memory. Soft drink companies are now on good terms with one of their largest demographic markets, African Americans. Have you ever heard the story of Baconsfield Park? January 26, 1970, the United States Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Georgia Supreme Court's decision to shut down a public park rather than integrate it. In 1911, United States Senator Augustus O. Bacon executed his will, bequeathing to the city of Macon a park and pleasure ground designed exclusively for the white residents. He argued that despite the lack of malice intent, that the two races should forever remain separate. In limiting the use and enjoyment of this property perpetually to whites, I am not influenced by any unkindness and feeling. I am, however, without hesitation in the opinion that the social relations of the two races should be forever separate. In 1920, Beaconsfield Park opened under the trustee of the city of Macon, and for years the park enforced segregation, only allowing whites to use the facilities. May 1963, black citizens took legal actions against the city of Macon, claiming that the racial restriction violated their 14th Amendment rights. Despite this, the city of Macon resigned its role as trustee in February of 1964. The court appointed two private individuals to take their place. As a result, the racial segregation policy remained in effect. In 1966, the Supreme Court ruled in Evans versus Newton that black residents could not be excluded from Beaconsfield Public Park. However, rather than integrate, the Georgia Supreme Court responded by terminating the Beaconsfield Trust and closing the park to the public altogether. In 1970, the United States Supreme Court in Evans versus Albany ruled that Georgia Supreme Court decision to close the segregated park of Beaconsfield did not violate their 14th Amendment rights. As a result, Beaconsfield Park is now an office park and a strip mall. Thank you. I'm your
Yeah, so that's the history literally of how Coca-Cola literally was inherited. Is it inherited or literally backed by racism? However you'd like to literally understand it. And I feel like for me it goes back to, it's crazy with everything that white people touch, it has to always go back to racism. Anything that has or is involved to do with a white man literally is all about racism. It's crazy. And it's crazy because this fact or this is still very much active today. This is the system we're dealing with. This is the reality we're dealing with, where white supremacy actually is the key. Or how do I say? White supremacy is actually, again, controls everything. But with them, everything revolves around racism. And just to back literally even what I'm saying, I want to share this couple of videos right here of a couple of people, including even the white people themselves, talking about it. But we're going to be shifting to the main conversation just as soon as Keith lands right here.
Racist. Every single last one of them, all of them are racist.
Not some, all. How could she possibly know that?
You uphold a system of racism by literally just being white.
So simply by existing, if you're white, you uphold the system of racism.
Sure.
You don't have to do anything. You don't actually have to be racist. No, simply due to the amount of melanin or lack of melanin in your skin, we can now tell if you're racist or not. Who is giving these people this information? And the crazy thing is that some people actually genuinely believe this. She's not living in reality, and many people who think like this are not living in reality. You cannot say somebody is racist simply because the color of their skin.
What?
Discrimination or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. In other words, you have to think, believe, or do something in order to be racist, not just simply exist. When we don't hold people to a standard and we let them just say, do whatever, we get crazy stuff being said like this.
Nah, I don't think that she's actually wrong. And that's why I keep on saying, just because a snake sheds its skin today doesn't mean that's not a snake tomorrow. Yes, of course, some people would love to still justify it. Not all people are bad. Not all white people are bad. But again, he said something very important. By you just existing as a white person, you don't even have to be racist. But this literally is your system. It's all built to protect you in anything that you do, whether you literally your system is actually built to protect you as a white person. So it's, for me, I'd say all, whether I've experienced it or not, a snake is still a snake. I don't care. Just because it shed its skin today, it doesn't mean tomorrow it won't attack me. And especially when it's angry, because that's white people. Every time we see white people, they're very much united everywhere they are, unlike us black people. And if it's anything that is supposed to benefit them, they'll do anything possible to benefit themselves, and they won't give a shit about that particular time. Or, I once was living with some Africans here, now I need nah. They won't care because they care about their survival more than the rest of them. Yeah. So a couple of videos.
You say
Karibu sana Keith, how are you doing?
I'm okay. What's up?
that
Chilling, literally just chill, just feeling easy.
all whites are racist. Can you expound on that, please?
Any white person who was born, raised, and schooled in the United States of America, if you aren't a racist, you're a miracle. Either that or you decided to educate yourself. Because education in this country is about white is right, brown's all right, black's got to stand back. Yellow's mellow, but whites, we educate in a way that says that white males have done all the adventures, have made all the adventures, have done all the discovering, have made all, everything that is good and has been accomplished according to social studies, which is actually anti-social studies, by white males. It's a lie. But we do that in order to maintain the myth of white superiority.
Jane did a really good job. Let's talk about her point on if your name is racist, it's a miracle. If it sounds crazy to you, it's not. In the United States, we learn through a white male perspective. The history books that we read are written by white men. The media that we consume have been written by white men, is currently controlled by white men. It affects our subconscious thinking. Because Americans are forced to view the world through a white male perspective.
It's not about Americans, and I think again it goes back to miseducation that we've been given globally again. Even us in the Africa, we've been taught. Yeah, we've been taught to always look at white people as superior people, and they have also instilled that. They have pushed that to being, again, it goes back to consistently they have to figure out how to survive, and their survival is always built through lies. As much as we may not experience the racism, it's lies. Number one, it's lies.
We are
because they lie even about their own existence.
Consuming the white male's perspective on the truth. We're not consuming the neutral truth. Another special thing about what Jane presented here is this lack of blame. She's not blaming the average American. She's not saying, oh, hey, you're a bad person. She's simply explaining how unbelievably unlikely it would be to be American, raised in the American school system, and to not be subconsciously racist. It's just really, really, like, virtually impossible. It would be miraculous. Remember that word she used, miracle. We're raised by the white male perspective. It will still affect all of us. By acknowledging the effect, whether we're purposely racist or not, we're able to address it.
Yeah, so I want to dwell much on that. I want us to get to our conversation because there's a bunch of videos also I want to share. We're going to talk about Bill Gates, talking about him never being on the Epstein files, which is, come on. I mean, Bill Gates cares about babies a lot. So how will they be missing on this particular case? It's crazy. But yeah, that was just a short story backed by looking at how Coca-Cola literally promoted or was influenced under racism, literally. But as we continue, Keith, I think I'm going to start with this video right here of Bill Gates. Then I'm going to kick you the rest of yours as I share some of mine that I have, how they were eating babies. I think we talked about this also on Tuesday and all that, and so much more. Cannibalism, the impregnating of the children for them to produce more children so that they can continue with their evil deeds and so much. But Bill Gates said literally he's one among the guys who met Jeffrey Epstein, but he has never been to the Epstein land. So let me share literally this video.
That's a lie. He's in all the videos. You got an STD on that island. By sleeping with Russian hookers. Then he tried to sprinkle some food in his ex-wife. They sprinkled some STD medication on his ex-wife's food so she wouldn't get the STD that he got from the Russian. Yeah, that he got from the Russian hookers. Obviously, it worked. She didn't know she had got it. He had gave her the medication before she broke out with the symptoms.
That's crazy.
To a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. You know, in retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including some of them in the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
The problem is some of
do a lot of.
Yeah, but that is Bill Gates. And literally, I was saying this is impossible because we've seen the patterns coming back to Africa still with the missing children. And we know him and his foundation. They're one among the people who, again, they care so much about the African children, especially the ones with malaria, hunger crisis, all that, and all that. Always, children with mucus on their faces, they need help from Bill Gates, and he ensures he does that. So should I be surprised that, he's one among the people who are mentioned, and he's going to defend himself to be on the safe side because of the countries. And right now, the fact that we have a very big population and majority are young people are also starting to question so many things that these white people come to do in Africa. And now this and him having so many things going on in Africa, of course, he had to come and speak out about this. He had to come and defend himself.
That's old, Joby. That's an old video there, Joby. That's old.
Nah, it's not old. It's new. This is a new video. It's not old.
I think it might be a new video, but that's an old interview.
Okay,
that interview's like 5 years ago.
Okay.
That's not a new interview, Joe. That's an old interview.
Well, according to the internet, that's a new interview. But anyway, as we continue, let me share this other video.
Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former United States President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black, and so much more. So this could be one of the most disturbing news drops from Epstein.
I've already told you guys. I already told you that first President George Bush, not his son. His son, I told that his dad was always sleeping with young black men. That came even all the way back in Nebraska. I told you there was a sexual ring that went all the way back to Nebraska, where allegedly George H.W. Bush, and they would have children. His hankering was always for black buttholes. Right. So with that, he would always have black children. They say he would murder black children after he raped them, right, or slept with them or whatever. So this has been known for years. That's way before his son became president, right? This is known. They had a scandal back in the late '80s with this coming out of Nebraska. They were trafficking all these children. I showed you, and how former President George H.W. Bush would go to Houston specifically to get young black boys. Houston's a very black-oriented city. So go ahead, Joe.
This is essentially a tip that was turned into the FBI, I believe, in 2019, August 2019. Basically, this is like the rundown of an interview with an alleged victim of Epstein's who wanted to come forward with what happened to them. And this story is incredibly disturbing. Blank stated that he first met Epstein at approximately age 4 while at the blank East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Then he said his family members of the blank stated at the time he was raped, sodomized by his great uncle, and that Epstein was there but didn't touch him. He goes on to say that Epstein spoke to him after he was raped by his great uncle, but he didn't know who Epstein was until way later in 2016. But he continues. Blank further stated in sum and substance that while on a large luxury ship that sailed out of the Newport Beach show in Newport, Rhode Island, September blank at approximately 8 years of age, he, blank, was subjected to some type of medical exam on the yacht by unknown doctor while his great uncle and family members were present. Blank went on to describe a bizarre event in which blank inserted a tape measure in his rectum, Blank stated subsequent to the exam he was then raped, sodomized by Epstein, as well as former United States President Bill J. Clinton, while in a heavy drug-induced state. Blank also stated that the bottoms of his feet and back were slashed. Black further stated also during the said yacht trip, multiple unknown male blacks or black people were engaged in sex acts with unknown female whites who had their backs slashed and were bleeding. Blank also described several infants being killed and their intestines removed, as well as other acts of cannibalism. Blank also stated that former U.S. President George H.W. Bush was engaged in a sex act with an unknown male black. Former United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger and businessman George Soros were present on the same yacht while all the aforementioned acts of violence were occurring. Blank was then asked if he had any injuries or scars as evidence.
Now remember, George Soros is the cat with the hat that sponsored the Black Lives Matter hoax, Black Lives Matter nonsense. See, this is all connected. Easily connect the dots. That's why I'm going to take it back to Pizzagate 10 years ago. This all connects with Pizzagate as well. I sent you over that first video I ever played after this. Told you. Back then, see, they could, oh, everybody's crazy. This is crazy talk, this, all this. We were talking about the ritual, Bruce, the drinking blood. See, the world wasn't really ready for that 10 years ago. They couldn't fathom this kind of evil. So they just couldn't get through their minds that these things are really happening. And they still can't really deal with it now. But it's out there. It's not just people on the internet. This is the Department of Justice. You know, a hollow institution releasing this information out there. Even though they redacted and try to hide a lot of it, it's been covered up. But shout out to most people learn how to unhide the stuff. When they black it out, people find out how to they forget that most people know how to work computers and how to take what when they black out stuff. And so they're able to unblack the blacking out and see all the names. Because if you remember that, they released all the victims' names, but not the perpetrators. Isn't that funny? They're the perpetrators, because perpetrators are the puppets that are controlling the world. They got the victims' names out there. And you know this happened because why is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison right now? For what? Setting up these perpetrators with these children. And we know now, we know Epstein didn't kill himself, didn't hang himself. Because now you got, they disappeared him already. You had a former prison guard said he said, and the FBI got in the documents too, said you think they're gonna let Epstein die in jail. That's for the goofy public who don't know how the world works. The guard said he seen Epstein get wheelchaired out of prison late at night. That's in them FBI documents too. They know he ain't dead. This is a Mossad, and you got disinformation out. Oh, Putin set this up. It's Putin. So you know you got the disinformation going too. If we know it's not real. Not no fucking Putin. So you got the disinformation going on. Putin gonna run shit with his mouth. So, you know, they trying to throw Putin is blackmailing Trump and Putin controls Trump. All the nonsense. Everybody knows who it is. Everybody knows who runs Hollywood. You know, who runs the music business? Oh, same people. Who owns all your politicians? Same people. Who owns all your goddamn media? Same people. It ain't no fucking Vladimir Putin, I tell you that. Go ahead, Joby.
My anus. The victim then provided a handwritten list of his family and extended family members and suggested they talk to them. He also stated that his great uncle is in possession of video evidence of his crimes against Blank, as well as several snuff films that Blank had watched in the presence of his great uncle. So in this one tip alone, we've got multiple former U.S. presidents named, multiple high-profile government figures, allegations of a yacht party, which I don't find to be unrealistic, more allegations of medical experiments done on victims, which Epstein was obviously fond of, violence, potential murder, snuff films. And this isn't the first time we've heard these allegations in relation to Epstein. However, we're seeing more and more of them now, and I think people are starting to wake up to the fact that this might not be a joke anymore.
Okay, so let me cue the other videos, but before that, let me share also this.
Bigger than politics. There are so many allegations. The Epstein files just exposed something way bigger than politics. And this information can retire us on February 10th. So make sure you save this video and watch till the end in case it gets taken down. So if you didn't know, crypto, gold, and silver are just completely crashing right now. Even the freaking US dollar is falling off a cliff. It just hit a new 4-year low. But here's the saving grace. Uranium right now keeps pumping higher every day. Now, let me tell you why this is happening, why you should be paying attention to it, how it could possibly retire.
And pause it. Yesterday, you got a billionaire came out there, the truth. He said, when you find out who actually created crypto, it's going to go to zero, that Bitcoin shit. I told you years ago, but nobody named Yoko Takamoto, Yiki Takashiki, whatever that fake Japanese nonsense was. I told y'all.
Nakamoto.
What's his name?
Nakamoto, I guess. Let me
whatever his goofy name is. He ain't created. I told you it's going to be the cats with their hats, CIA, and the Mossad. And it's starting to come out. Told you. Who has the money? Who has the power?
Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah.
An elite.
Yeah. Nico Yakamoto, whatever the hell his name.
Federal Uranium Enrichment Fund, FUEF, was mentioned as an early investment opportunity. And this was written to him by the US government with plans to tokenize uranium in the future. They even mentioned to Epstein that early positioning could prove quite lucrative. And now suddenly, the US government has plans to pour billions of dollars into boosting uranium enrichment and also to tokenize it. And Trump just said last week at the Economic Forum that he plans to go heavy into nuclear energy. And guess what he's going to be using? Uranium. But this right here is the craziest part, because in just 7 days, on February 10th...
And who's got the world's majority of uranium? Africa. Oh, the Sahel states. That's why they're backing and begging again. Just now again. We're going to help you. Can we? Oh, what, you just trying to kill me? And all these Epstein files, you're killing babies and eating them? If you morons in the Sahel state decide to take on these white people, don't realize what you're dealing with, you're out of your mind. Told you they never change. They're like, oh, now they're sorry, they want to come help you again. Okay, get all the terrorists out of here first. Do that. Because those terrorists are yours. Get all of them out of here first. Then maybe we'll talk about it. You can't get the terrorists out of here, don't come back and talk to us. Get all your terrorists out of here. Okay, do that first. Then maybe we'll talk to you. Still not going to talk to you, but maybe we'll talk to you. Go ahead, Joe.
Tokenized project will be announced by Elon Musk himself at the Advanced Reactor Summit in Seattle, Washington. So after seeing all these things about uranium being the future and seeing the chart pumping every single day, I had to do my own digging. And what I found is actually insane. Here is the United States government wallet. And as you can see, they're actually holding this new coin called FUEF. And so I immediately hopped over to Deck Screener, and you can check this yourself. I found that exact project, FUEF, and guess what? It stands for Federal Uranium Enrichment Fund. But this isn't even what made my heart stop. The next thing is, the top holder of FUEF, their wallet is labeled Musk Team. This heavily suggests that Elon Musk has direct ties to this project, especially since he's speaking at the Reactor Summit in Seattle in just 7 days. This makes perfect sense because of course he's going to load up on this right before they announce the first ever tokenized uranium enrichment fund. This is something I am paying close attention to because I do believe that the United States teamed up with Elon Musk to launch the first ever federal uranium enrichment fund on Solana. If you want to look into this yourself, just comment uranium down below.
There were so many allegations.
So this is one of the most disturbing things I've ever read in my life. And it raises the question, was Jeffrey Epstein impregnating young children in order to force them to have kids that would then be brought into the world of sex trafficking and pedophile rings from a newborn, or I should say from the age of newborn, or whatever you'd say. So these are screenshots from a journal of one of Epstein's victims, and the girl talks a lot in coded language. As you can see here, this is kind of how she wrote, and she writes in these journals, but it's a pretty easy code to decipher. I deciphered a bunch of these pages. But the really disturbing thing throughout these journals is that she talks about multiple perpetrators. She names perpetrators, like the executives at AOL, Leon Black, a good friend of Epstein's. There are many more too. But this girl constantly talks about death, about murder, about her babies being taken away from her, about her being forced into these traumatic procedures that were extremely gruesome and bloody. There are also pictures of what I can assume are potentially her babies, her sonograms. And yeah, I mean, you can pause and read all of these pages. There are so many of them. I just spent the last hour reading through these journals for a video that I'm producing on my channel. And I was on the verge of tears throughout most of it. I mean, it's really, this is horrific stuff. Some of the pages she has drawn to and splattered with ink like this, or like this with some of her code. Here are some of the pages translated, though. Tomorrow is the halfway ultrasound for Jeffrey. This one stuck. After they took the first baby who survived in the early miscarriage, I think it was called, I no longer feel like a person but a vessel. Will they take this one too? Who has the first one? Where did Ghislaine go? I can't let myself get attached. My body feels so tired. Will I ever be free? So then in another page of coded writing, she writes, I am such a monster. I didn't console her. I can't unhear her screams. They haunt me. I couldn't even bring myself to look at her. I am a monster. I deserve to be haunted by her screams. I am so sorry. I am so broken. Another page here, she describes the doctor who was from Israel, and she describes the procedure. This was different, a shot, and those rod-like things had a hook and so much pain. Blood and water all over the bed, and she was wrecked, like a feeling when your tummy hurts and you have to push. I saw her fingers, this tiny head and body in the doctor's hands. It reached its tiny arm up and had a tiny foot. I closed my eyes and no more. No more cries. I don't understand. Just say these things happen. They yelled and screamed, and he said it will be the same in a couple of months. I don't understand what is going on. I can't go to school like this. I can't stop shaking. Yeah, so to me, it sounds like this girl was being impregnated over and over again, starting at the age of probably 13 or 14. And then when she was having these babies, they were being taken from her and immediately brought into the world of a pedophile ring or sex trafficking organization. There are so many things in these journals that are so twisted. Let me know if you want me to talk more about these entries because, yeah, it's really heartbreaking.
So let me feel the one.
First one.
Yeah.
I said a bunch of them. So do the first. So this one, if you guys done the first one, they're gonna be like, you guys remember the Easter eggs when they do Easter eggs? Can you figure out which ones are the Easter eggs? It's gonna show you and semblance what's going on. So someone did a good bit with everything concerning Jeffrey Epstein being involved in all these different, avenues. They're gonna show Nickelodeon. They're gonna show the pizza, right? We know that's Pizzagate that they said was a conspiracy theory 10 years ago, with everybody running around here raping and molesting children, because no news media, like again, report none of this because they own everything. They own everything. Was like no newspapers. It's all mom's the word. They've been molesting children and eating them. Okay, these are facts. No more crazy conspiracy. Remember, these are conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theories that they're all true. But go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
Absolutely insane. Whoever made this, hats off to you. You crushed it. We're going to see how many Easter eggs you can uncover. Just watch the video. I mean,
you see the pizza?
Absolutely.
You see him pause. You see him going to pizza? You guys see going to pizza? Everybody knows Pizzagate is part of this. Pizzagate is tied in with all, because remember, that's when you got Barack Obama and all them being implemented and child rape with the pizza and the hot dogs and the cold talk. We know pizza is symbolized for child pedophilia. Everybody started to say, ooh, I like pizza. What kind of pizza you like? Ooh, pepperoni. I like this guy. I like cheese. I like every topping meant a different child that they were going to screw and kill. So we see them going to the pizza first. Then we know Nickelodeon was having all these young stars, them and Disney, raping them. Because, you got their goofy parents. Oh, my kid, I want my kid to be starving, making a lot of money. But they know they all had to be raped. The butt cheeks had to be clapped. and to play with them butt cheeks. So everyone to be a star.
Nah, not me. Yeah, no.
So them butt cheeks had to be played with, had to be clapped, and MK Ultra and all that shit going on. But go ahead, say how many Easter eggs you guys can find in this video. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, you see the pizza and the hot dogs. We are
Yeah, you see the pizza. Exactly, pizza and hot dogs. You know that's Pizzagate. That's Barack Obama and Michelle and Big Mike. That's Big Mike and Obama 10 years ago. Yeah, and man, it's crazy. Go ahead.
You guys should know.
Nickelodeon
Studios, man. They say this guy was into everything. The deeper you really start to look, I mean, you start to uncover some deep stuff. Bill Gates with the sore on his lip. Oh, I don't know if y'all read into that one. Oh, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton. Oh, he's going too fast. I mean, what is that, Mother Teresa? Golly.
Hey, pause it. See, you see you see Mother Teresa and the Pope. That's what I told Jobin about Mother Teresa and Katie 5 years ago. What? Mother Teresa? Yeah. Mother Teresa was wicked as shit. Mother Teresa? This is what happens when you've been propagandized your whole life. That's what they've set up on the world. Propaganda with their media. You got to eat. Just like Malcolm X told you. Their propaganda is so good, they'll make the evil look good and the good look evil. They're like, Mother Teresa? Why are you talking about Mother Teresa? Because she's wicked. God damn it. That's why. Good.
This dude had his hands in everything. You know, there's his sidekick right there. Bro, is that the Island Boys? What? Bro, this is crazy.
All of your medical, your COVID, all your medical shit.
Activision, what's it? Call of Duty?
That buzzer.
Do with anything.
Those are the video games. These are these video games you guys play. All the propaganda, all in your video games. That's what that is. Go ahead, Joe.
Bitcoin?
That's right.
Man.
Bitcoin.
Is that why Bitcoin prices are going down?
Bitcoin. That guy told me, the man that came out. As soon as you guys find out, he said about a year and a half ago. Before it even happened, he said, as soon as you guys, he said, I know who created Bitcoin. And it ain't who you think. And once you find out who did it, it's going to zero. All right? I've been told you, there's no Japanese Toki Yakamoto, whatever the hell his name is, create that shit. Are you crazy? Japan don't got no damn money. They control all these servers. Who's doing it? The people that print the money from nothing. That's who. Go ahead, Joe.
They're plummeting lately.
They go to terrorists. They go to terrorists.
Bro, what? This is deep. I mean, there's just so much stuff. You got to pause, rewind, go back. Oh, man, look. Oh, golly. The Bushes, the Bidens.
Pause it. I love the way the video guys understood. Did you see the two Bidens? Remember that the fake Biden who was like 5 feet taller than the regular Biden? They got two Bidens. And show me back up a little bit. You see the two Bidens. They even got that part in there. You got the regular size Biden, and you got somebody probably wearing a mask.
There's just so much stuff. You got
they had his Biden and a bigger Biden. What the fuck?
A pause.
Right there. Pause right there.
Bitcoin? Oh, man. Is that why Bitcoin prices are going down? They're plummeting lately. Bro, what?
All your governments are fake. There's a group of people that run all of them. See that?
I mean, there's just so much stuff.
Right here. There you go. Right there. Right there. Pause that. You see the regular size Biden and the big Biden?
Yeah, yep.
Because remember we were talking about that 2 years ago. We said, hey, this Biden is taller. It doesn't make any sense. How's Biden got taller by 5 inches and shit? Exactly, because they know most people don't know this shit. Most people just walk through life as sheeple. Don't notice, not aware. They do. I think a lot of them, they do this shit just to be funny, to see if anybody's gonna be aware of all the wicked shit they do. Say that ain't Biden. This motherfucker's 7 feet tall. How the fuck is this Biden? You know, and I'm glad they put it there, because we said that 2 years ago. I said, hey, how's this Biden? This Biden's taller, right? And they kept doing it like it was nothing. The news didn't mention it because they own the news. Newspapers didn't mention it, they own the newspapers. You know, like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Oh man!
Because
God,
go ahead, John. Go ahead.
The Bushes, the Bidens, God, in the White House, this guy was everywhere. FBI director, old Kash Patel. Sheesh.
Remember they came out. Remember they came out with that fake Epstein report last year. All the cats with that, all the people that were cats with assholes and binders. All the controlled opposition. Oh, we got the Epstein files, but nothing up in it. Go ahead, Joey.
Oh, Elon Musk, Trump. Oh, did you see what that was? You saw McDonald's on there? Man, this thing is getting deep. You got the
there you go.
You know about that.
You go to owl, pause it. Remember we got the owls I showed you guys on the money, Moloch and Baal. Baal is in Leo. That's your God. That's Jehovah. Baal is also Jehovah. Yahweh ass. Yeah, morons. Yeah, because he's your fake God and he's your devil. It's one the same. As your ancient Africans told you, stupid. Yes. They're showing you, right? Got the owl, Moloch ass. Got evil ass Benjamin Netanyahu, controlled by the Rothschilds. Ain't it crazy? Ain't it just crazy? Here we go, Joe.
Oh, this guy knew everybody. I don't know. I think this goes a lot deeper.
Sure it does.
You can close your eyes. You can look away. You can even
interdimensional, baby. You're dealing with spiritual warfare. I told you what it was. You're dealing with spiritual warfare. Interdimensional demons. Interdimensional but the Dogon already told you. You're dealing with Ogun. You're dealing with the demiurge, which they took and you made in your Bible the devil. You're dealing with the demiurge who created this realm and then got you in a reincarnation trap just to recycle your energy. So most everything is, you don't know, is energy. They're energy bombs. Wars, conflicts, is to feed off energy. To feed off energy. If you knew the spiritual side behind it, you would know what's going on. That's why these people were created. That's why they eat babies, drink blood, all this other shit. It's real. That's why they close. Remember, when they create all these religions, your fake Allah, your fake Jesus, all that fake shit, what they do with the African science, they close all those schools down. Close them down. Because the Moors were the last one to take them up into Europe, and then they inverted what the Moors taught. They inverted it. That's where you get all your goddamn secret societies, your Jesuits, your Masons. It's inverted African science. They closed down all your schools of learning, all your real science. They're your fake religions. You morons in church worshiping the devil, worshiping the demiurge, got no idea. It shows you what it is. It's in your face now. But you're too stupid. Also, you don't even know what you're looking at. You have no way of understanding this because you rejected African spiritual science. It's evil. It's demonic. When this shit is the real demonic shit. You rejected being African. You rejected that knowledge. Because they told you all this shit. They told you about these low vibrational beings. They told you. That's how we know this shit exists. They told you about the demiurge. Don't want to believe me? Go get the Dogon. It's on Google. You gotta get some. They got a lot of it's been distorted, but if you got the power of discernment, you know, start following the Dogon. Go to the creation store. A lot of time it's been ripped off and distorted, so you don't understand it. But you got the power of discernment. You'll figure out what's real and what's not. Think about this reptile energy. Told you about what's going on. Got you morons in your goofy churches and your goofy mosques. You have no idea the hell you talking about. That's why slavery's in your fucked up Bible. Why slavery's in your fucked up Quran. It ain't from no gods, you idiots. From the devil, which you call the devil. Okay? It ain't the devil, it's the demiurge. Okay? So, because everything that you got in your Bible was stolen. Everything in your Quran was stolen from ancient African science. And you take all that shit, those were allegories. And so when they wrote it, they put some truth in both books because they knew eventually you start waking up, your intelligence would come back online. You better understand some of it from the lies. You know, ain't nobody in that Quran ever lived, nobody in that Bible ever lived. Those are allegories. That are you too stupid to know that? So oh well, you know. But
let me share this one. This is the second one as you get your train of thought.
Knew enough about Teal that I found it incredibly suspicious. It then goes on to say that he began investigating online and quickly found cryptocurrency fingerprints all over it, and that the bank run occurred just days after Silvergate Bank, which created almost exclusively into crypto companies. He's saying that fucking bank collapsed. Meanwhile, several crypto cheerleaders were all over financial media warning of a regional banking crisis, and nobody in the media was addressing the clear crypto connections to the regional bank failure. Then he went on to say that cryptocurrency is our first planetary multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. It is so large that it created
another Ponzi scheme.
Inflation. He then goes on to talk about Epstein's program for evolutionary dynamics, and he ran at Harvard are both fake science Ponzi factories that these schools were investing billions in, and they were fraudulent companies.
Everything they make is fake. It's always fake. Always some way to extract money, extract wealth, regular people, and go to the top. That's what all these Bitcoin bullshit's about. It's a Ponzi scheme. And I knew who's big enough, who's got enough money to put this globally. Sure ain't nobody named Toki Yakamoto. Where the hell his name is?
Is to promise all this miraculous technology, but always collapse, and they just get richer. The elite and the coup gets richer. You guys,
right?
It is now coming out that Epstein created crypto, and that he was involved in it for all the wrong reasons, including with the Epstein fucking files. Max Azzarello fucking knew Epstein created crypto. Max Azzarello set himself on fire last year outside of Trump's trial trying to fucking warn us. Now here we are, and he's exposing everything because that's the truth. Our entire economy is hyped up in technology and fucking crypto. And we're trying to buy up all the crypto for a fucking reason. I'm gonna do a part 2. This is crazy.
Publicly.
Hey. Get the third one. But before I do that, let me actually go to the comments if you don't mind as I get the third. I see Jiba Jaba Karibu Sana, Sister Michelle. Jiba Alia was saying, I have a documentary on that. I'll post for you later. Thank you. Says the Nebraska connection. That is some sick stuff. Also says that the world is one big Ponzi scheme, ran pedophiles, exactly.
Yep.
And
ran by psychopathic, cannibalistic, hedonistic, psychopathic pedophiles. Yes, it is. Ain't that crazy? All your goofy religions. Where's your goofy religions at? Where's these religions? You see, they had Muslim guy, the prince of Saudi, where they got that they got them motherfuckers walk around in circles around that fucking square and shit. He's in the Epstein files. All these Muslims condemning on this shit. Where's the Pope and all these other motherfuckers at? Go ahead, Joe.
I wonder if Epstein owned the Chuck and cheese, a slice of pizza.
Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, that's a Chuck E. Cheese. Even still, I've been to Chuck E. Cheese since my kids were kids. I don't know if that shit still around. That's a pizza. It's like a KFC. It's a pizza franchise for kids, Joe.
Okay. I also see. Yeah, I'm gonna post that video. Just let me cue that for you on the WhatsApp. 10 Speed Karibu Sana says Keith Obama, Elon Epstein came out of nowhere, and
of course they were groomed. Look, when I told you Obama was groomed as a child, I was gonna show another video. You know who's now the mayor of New York? That Mondani supposedly came out of nowhere. He's there with Epstein as a child and his mama. See, no, there are no coincidences. He was groomed. This fake Mondani character coming from Uganda, a Ugandan Indian, right? He was already groomed. His butt cheeks had already been clapped as a child. Mother clapped them butt cheeks, and now put him into a position of power. How some fucking nobody gonna become the governor? I mean, the mayor of the most powerful city on the planet, New York. It ain't gonna happen. He's been groomed as a child, just like Obama. Fake as a fake, his Kenyan daddy. Okay, we know. You know it's a lie. Go back to his white mama's family. Oh, they're all Rothschilds. Yes, and part of the Rothschild banking family, and we're also clicked in with the CIA. These are facts. You're gonna look them up. I'm not gonna do it again for nobody. I've done that years ago. So supposed to be some low budget Kenyan nigga from a village.
Sorry about that. Are you still there, Keith? I think we might have lost Keith. Let me know if you guys can hear me or if it's my internet. If it's my internet. But I also see Jibba says Clinton in the blue dress. Clinton in the blue dress. And I also see Jason says, I had Jim Carrey from In Living Color show, and the mask played Joe Biden as the double, especially Biden falling down. They compared it to another show Jim Carrey played in. Okay. Shout out to Sister Monique as well. Hope you're doing amazing today. Nice to see you. And I also see 10 Speed says, I thought I was the only person that noticed how tall that Biden. We did actually a whole show on that, if you can remember. We did a whole show on that. I think 2024. Literally, I remember we did a whole show on that when we were comparing the two Bidens. There was a difference on height. Literally, it was a whole show we did. 10 Speed. I also see Jiba says, was Big Mike on the island? Can confirm that, but I don't think he's been mentioned. But would it be? I don't think he'd lack on the list. They're the same people. So I don't think he'd literally be not part of the list. I also see 10 Speed says, Keith, you're so good in understanding the interdimensional demons. You can create a better movie than a Matrix. You better make sure the devil is not listening to steal your teachings. And that's what's up. And yeah, Obama. Yeah, the Obama phone is literally gone. I think his phone went off or something. But let me share these videos as we wait for him to come back. Literally, let me go back to this so we can, let me see. Go back to this so when he comes back, I can just cue for him to continue what he was saying.
That line was written by a little girl in her diary that was just released in the Epstein files. Now, why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? That line was written by a little girl in her diary that was just released in the Epstein files. Now, before I begin, I want to give a pretty serious trigger warning. This video discusses child trafficking, sexual abuse, and the loss of a baby. It's heavy, and so please take care of yourself before continuing. I'm Eliza Orland's career public defender for 15 years in Manhattan. So she says, why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? A little girl writes this in code in her diary. It's part of a 32-page document in the most recent release of the 3.5 million Epstein files. And it was written contemporaneously while she was being trafficked, not afterward. It wasn't given as testimony. It was written in real time as it was happening. Now, before I continue talking about this particular document, I want to be clear. I'm not going to sensationalize it, but I am going to explain what this document is, what it contains, and why it matters. I'm starting with this diary because in the next videos, I'm going to walk through the network of people who made Jeffrey Epstein pretty much untouchable. The doctors, the lawyers who gave him sweetheart deals, and the prosecutors who buried complaints and didn't prosecute him, the other lawyers who remained chummy and friendly with him and gave him all sorts of advice, the cops who protected him, the bankers who moved his money, the CEOs who did business with him, the politicians who stayed close to him, including people like Elon Musk and Donald Trump, who maintained associations with Epstein.
You're back with your Obama phone. I see your Obama phone is back.
Was convicted, and these serious allegations were new. This was public. So you can go back to my first video to hear more about them, but you need to understand who this man was that this little girl was writing about in these pages, because this is what they enabled. This is what they chose not to see, not to stop. And so if you want to understand how this happened and who helped make it possible, make sure you're following me, because I will continue breaking this down in future videos, but I want to get into it. Okay, so let's talk about what this document is. This is a diary. It's stamped confidential for attorneys' eyes only. It is clearly a litigation document, and it's real. It is not a statement that was prepared for court. It's not a police interview. This is a document that is being documented in real time, contemporaneous, as we call it. You can see her mind working in real time, trying to stay intact inside of this horrific life that was treating her as property. The pages don't move in a straight line. There are fractures and loops and collapse. It's collages. She's got magazine clippings and advertisements. She's got poems and things reassembled, handwriting, in code where she's letter on top of letter. And it looks, not a doctor, but it looks like she's dissociating. Now, in terms of what the diary contains and what it establishes, she was trafficked. She was controlled by Jeffrey Epstein, by Ghislaine Maxwell, and by a network of drivers, handlers, doctors, etc. She became pregnant more than once. She describes a procedure, a doctor, a shot, rod-like instruments with a hook, blood and water everywhere. And Ghislaine told her to close her eyes, but she didn't. Why didn't I close my eyes fast enough? That line repeats throughout her diary. Later, she gives birth. Not in a hospital, but in a house near Jeffrey's property in Palm Beach. An elderly French woman delivers the baby. She describes being on her hands and knees, pushing, terrified, blood on the floor. The baby was a girl. She was beautiful. She cried. She describes getting to hold her, wash her, feed her, and smell her for maybe 15 minutes. Then a man came to take the baby. She begged for more time, and she was denied. She recorded the baby's weight, 4 pounds, 10 ounces, 18.5 inches long. Beautiful, long fingers. She wrote it down because her memory.
Yeah, but that's just one of the videos. We're waiting for you. I think he is gone again. His phone, I think he might be on a bad area, but
would be the only thing that she would be allowed to keep. After that, the diary changes. She says things like, I am dead inside. Life has no meaning. I don't want to be here. Now, her diary names people by name, full name: Jeffrey, Ghislaine, Jean-Luc Brunel, who she calls a disgusting pig. She references locations: Palm Beach, New Mexico, a place she spells Mar-a-Lago, where she says she sees people. She calls Mr. Joe and Mrs. Ann. She describes being sent back to Brunel 6 weeks after giving birth as punishment for trying to run. She describes Jeffrey's obsession with a superior gene pool. Why her hair color? Why her eye color? She writes, that feels very Nazi-like. She was made to play the piano because he believed music would create perfect offspring. She calls herself a human incubator. I think in so many ways, people expect abuse to look chaotic, like an emergency, but this diary shows the opposite. It shows that this abuse just runs on a schedule. There were people rotating through, transporting her, houses set up near the main property, handlers waiting in cars. The horror is that no one saw, but the horror is that everyone saw, and the system kept running. She writes, I know people are wondering, but I can't tell. Visibility was not the problem. Near the end, she starts pasting in clippings and beginning to rebuild, seemingly, dream to build a better world, all to see. She writes about herself in third person as someone who went from a beautiful young girl to a sad, broken child, but who still had something inside herself. She writes, she came in like a lamb and went out like a lioness. The final page is a photograph, a little girl in a pink dress holding flowers walking away. It sits there like a ghost. This diary exists because a child refused to let her story disappear even while the world was trying to force her to. The fact that we can read it now is not closure. It is an indictment, and once you've seen it, looking away is not neutral. If you want to understand how this happened and it continued to happen and who helped make it possible, you can...
Yeah, so literally, that's super crazy.
Can you hear me now? I didn't hear none of that. So let me finish my dissertation. So I was saying that, okay, so with the Obama scam, right? As a child, we know he's groomed as a child. You know, his white side of the family all clicked in with those folks. So suppose this is a story you get some goofy Kenyan from a village who comes to America to study, and somehow gets clicked in with this white family and has a baby. If you know, see these stories are for the stupid. Just like the fake Bitcoin story. Like I tried to tell my mom, he comes from nowhere. No one knows this dude. He shows up in Chicago because they need him around black people. He don't even act black. He has no black vernacular at all. So they give him a fake woman man to marry. Her story's fake. They own all the media, so you get a fake story about how they met. Everything's fake. It's all CIA, Mossad driven. All these people's stories are always all fake. So that's what I'm saying. Everything is kabuki theater. The governments are fake. Everything's fake. Because you got a group of people behind the scenes that own and run everything for this demiurge, for this satanic energy. Right? So, and that's why whenever you come up with the truth, you're never supposed to know. You're always banned, right? You always, anybody speaking any truth, you're always shunned, you're always disappeared. Because they don't want you to know how the world works. Everything is indoctrination through your educational system, through your movies, through your music. And you gotta say, well, how can the same group of people own every goddamn thing? Control everything. See, you're supposed to be given an illusion, not supposed to know all this. And if people keep starting to point it out, you become anti-something. Or you're kicked off media, social media, and everything. Not the same group of people own every goddamn thing. They're behind all the misery in the world. All of it. Because I told you, the world is abundance. There should be no poor people on the world. Should nobody be starving on the world, in the world. The world produces enough food to feed everybody 100 times over. But the system that this demiurge is set up is evil to get energy from the people on this planet because it's cut off from true God, as the Dogon told you. That's why you go get them ancient Kemetic scripts. And Dogon, with most of the Kemetic shit, they destroyed, or they got them hidden away with them. But every time you see this, you know, these goofy Christians, these goofy Muslims, they can't unsee this. You know, that just takes it, oh, it's run by the devil. What devil you talking about? Everything's the devil nonsense. They won't go search that the God and the devil in their book is the same. Same fucking thing. They say, oh, they worshiping Baal. Well, where does Baal come from? They don't never go back and say, oh, the term Baal goes back to Jehovah. They don't know that. Can't research linguistically where this shit comes from. And then goes back to Enlil. That's where Jehovah and Yahweh come from, Enlil. And Baal worship. That's what Moloch and Baal is. That owl. Sacrifice the children. You think it's separate. No, it's one and the same. That's why this world's so evil. This world has been ruled by evil. That's why you never told that things exist that you can't see. That's why they oh, that's crazy talk. Oh, that's not real. And your ancient Africans say, yeah, that's real. There's things in other dimensions that are able to bleed to this existence that you can't see. Everything is based on vibration, frequency, and energy. Universe is based on frequency, vibration, energy. Oh, that ain't in your goofy Bible. That ain't in your goofy Quran. Of course not. Because that's what the universe is based on. Energy, frequency, vibration. So we're all, as black people, being melanated, we're attached to true God through melanin. That's why it's a fight on melanin. Right? We're attached to true God. The creator resides. I don't like to use that guy. The creator. The creator resides in us. We're part of the creation. You're not supposed to be worshiping shit or praying to shit. And the creator has no name. And it's not a damn man. And universe everything in the universe starts as female first. So we know the creator is male and female. Probably most likely majority female. But we know these are the two energies in the universe, no matter what dimension you're in. The ancient African science, no matter what dimension you're in, you're always going to have the duality of female and masculine energy. Always. Because the creator is feminine and masculine. So there ain't no damn man. So, and that's what this demiurge did with his stupidness, because it's male. It started creating without its feminine half. So everything is male dominated, which is out of universal balance. Out of universal balance. So, and so that's what you got. So you got these things that it created. These things were created by them, what we call what you get in your Bible, they call their demons, their archons, or archons, how you want to pronounce it, create an empty shell without any melanin. Asians, Caucasians, to house demonic energy, because these things are now cut off from true source, true creator. So everything they do is low vibrational. And so since this demiurge fell in vibration, it can only feed on low vibrational energy. That's why the world is draped in low vibration. All these motherfuckers run around, all these tattoos and shit all on their fucking body. All this fucked up music. All this shit is low vibrational shit. That's on purpose. To feed this demonic energy. I think they can't go out in the sun. The sun is energy straight from the source. They get sun poisoning. All this other shit. That's what you see. You're dealing with low vibrational people with low vibrational energies attached to them. Everybody can drink blood, eat babies. And to an average African or black mind, you can't fathom this kind of evil. But they were doing, like the girl told yesterday, they were doing this to us in slavery. They ain't nothing new. They were doing to this same shit they were doing when they had us enslaved. That's why as black people in America, we try to tell the other blacks who these people really are. Because we've been around these motherfuckers for 400 years of their debauchery, satanic behavior. So this has been going on. This ain't nothing new. It's nothing new. It's just all being revealed now. In the age of of the veil being lifted. That's all. Remember, every time period, every age has a certain vibration. And now you're in the age, but they tried to stop you in the age of the vibration is unlifting the veil, unlifting everything hidden. That's what your Bible talks about. That's why they try to lock everybody down, give everybody shots and all this other shit. All these wars are nothing more but what? Blood rituals. Giving up energy to these entities that you can't see, that exist and are real. They sit outside your visual spectrum. People say, oh, people see the ghost, that's made up. Ghosts are real, moron. That's just something outside your visual spectrum. And obviously somebody raised their vibration and lowered it that they can see in that realm. That's all that is. We're not going to teach you that. But that's ancient African. Africans knew all this. How did Africans know 1,000 years ago this is an illusion? And this doesn't even exist. That there's no such thing as death. As not as an African, not as a black person, you're immortal, you're eternal. This shell, this fake body, which is a magnetic field, imprisoning your soul, your light. That's what this demiurge did. Your light, your body imprisons the soul. The body basically wears out because it's what? It's not eternal. The soul is. So when it dies, you got people thinking, there's no such thing as death for you. You don't die. When this body dies, you pop out the body. Usually you don't know shit. You're caught in one of these goofy ass religions. Right? You're caught in one of these goofy ass religions. And so the demiurge sends somebody to you, maybe your goofy mom, brother, somebody you think you're close to, it's all a fake illusion. Oh, welcome home, sister. Come on in and rest before we send you back down again. Like, back down again for what? Well, you got lessons you got to learn. Well, there's no such thing as death. No, you're here to learn. You're here to grow spiritually. I got to go back on the earth and live another life to do that? Yes. We got to go over your karmic debt, all that fake shit. Right? You don't got any karmic debt. You're eternal. Right? So you've been caught in this, like I said, that's why this world's filled with all this misinformation and propaganda. Remember, death is fear-based. All religions are fear-based. Am I going to go to hell? Am I going to die? Will Jesus or Allah punish me? That's all fear-based shit. Low vibrational shit. True creator is nothing but love. Has no punishment in there. And create something that's gonna burn you forever. You out of your mind? That's some demiurge shit. Wrote in a goofy book. So you'd be fearful when you die and your vibration's low. So you're shot, so your memory's wiped and you thrown back another body to be energy harvested again for your next life. Until that body dies, you don't know who the fuck you were in your past life, don't know shit. I'm not gonna know how my name was Keith Newsom. I was born in LA. Not gonna be Juan Guaido from fucking Brazil. Some shit. Speaking Portuguese. On my past, I was some goofy motherfucker in Ghana in a hut, some shit. Who the fuck do I know? So, and see, you're looking back, you know this is real because you know they're doing it. So you know all these people wouldn't be doing these rituals if they didn't believe it was real and didn't know it was real, because the Moors taught you all this shit was real. This is all ancient Moorish teaching as well. Comes out of Kemet. The Moors come out of Kemet. And then later on, they were Etruscans come out of what you call Turkey today, and Greece and Italy. Those are all black. What nobody here but black people. So what none of your goofy religions here? What no Indians? Wasn't no Asians or Chinese or Japanese. Wasn't no Caucasian. It was only black people. This is a black planet. Period. It's a black planet. That's what this is. All these other people showed up 2 days ago. That's another thing, right? So why would somebody be eating babies, as they told you 10 years ago to the Pizzagate thing about Hillary Clinton and her assistant killing a child and skinning her face off and eating her face, then laughing at as they killed her and drunk her blood, allegedly. And remember that you can see that you can see that video on the dark web called Razzle Drip. And remember, the New York Police Department got a copy of that tape because Jeremy Weiner, as we showed you guys, the congressman, had a copy, and it said what? Life insurance. Because they were going to cover because he was running around showing his penis to kids, right? The congressman, Joe, we showed you, right? So when they raided when they raided their house and they got that tape, the police in there all saw it and were like, oh, they were shocked. They were throwing up. And ain't it funny? Ain't none of those police living today. They're all dead. Every last one of them who's seen that Razzle Drip tape with Hillary Clinton and her assistant torturing, raping, and peeling off that young girl's face and then eating the skin. See, we all know this is real. See, 10 years ago, Keith, you're crazy. You're talking crazy talk. Okay. As Cat Williams told you two years ago, you're the age of Aquarius, the energy. All things, all lies will be revealed. You're in that age. See, everything is dealing with energy. You're the age of what they call, in your goofy Bible, called the apocalypse, right? That means the unhiding of the veil, right? I'm going to have Joby look this up. Play the next video. What video is this?
The fourth one.
All right. Play that one. I'm going to be looking something too. Pedophiles. Y'all pedophiles. Are you music stars? Are you movie stars? Hillary Clinton. They go Kanye West that they told me he was a genius. All right, you morons. Go ahead. Pedophile, and you eat babies. They go Big Mike. Of course.
Yeah. So that's the end of this.
So oh, go ahead. Go to the next one. You see, Denzel Washington trying to keep away from Jay-Z. Denzel, like, you remember Denzel talked about that evil shit that was going on. He said he would leave. So I ain't seen his name yet. And none of those damn on the list. He said, you know, when shit was starting to go crazy, he get up and leave. Time me to go. Right? Because see Jay-Z. So I said, hey man, how you doing? Get your evil, wicked ass away from me.
So we have some major breaking news coming from the Israel.
Okay, not now. Israel. We have the second last one, I guess. Let me see.
What was this?
Idi Amin.
Oh, Idi Amin's son. Yeah, that's why he's not. That's why he's not the president of Uganda. And I'm Joey look up that old frazzle drip thing on TikTok. We're gonna tie all this in. See, it's all that Pizzagate shit again.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
So how are you watching the Epstein topic unfold around the world? Well, for me, the one thing that I noticed is the eerie silence about the fact that it is all a heinous Israeli government coup against the West.
All the media's on by
It is an Israeli operation to take over Western governments by entrapping their leaders in depraved sexual acts, catching those sexual acts on video, and then blackmailing the leaders to do anything that Israel demands of them, or else the images would be made public. However, many who are discussing the topic fail to make the connection that today, even after Epstein's death, people are losing their freedoms and their rights in Europe and America today because of him. The increasing Israeli control of Western governments that we are all seeing today, it's Epstein's work. All the genocide denial by the governments of Europe and America, the denial of starvation and the refusal to do anything.
It's not his not real.
Genocide.
It's the people that created it is not real.
Bombs to exterminate the Palestinian people, arresting and deporting peaceful protesters in their own cities. All of this weird behavior is the direct product of Epstein's operation. Western leaders are supporting Israel under duress just so that their sex tapes are not made public. Netanyahu is probably watching to see what effect the release of the Epstein files is having on Israel's control over America and Europe. Clearly, he is not in any trouble so far because not only the names of the abusers are still redacted, but also everyone is focusing on everything else. But Israel, the country that is the mastermind behind this actual Israeli coup d'etat conducted by one man on an Israeli mission, that's Jeffrey Epstein. If any other country had conducted such an operation against America, you would hear national security alarms everywhere. Diplomatic ties would be cut with that nation, and there would be war plans made and counterintelligence operations being conducted right now for the country, for America, to regain full sovereignty of its government, its institutions, and its democracy. The lukewarm concern shows how much America's national security apparatus has collapsed under Epstein's operation. To all those Americans complaining about a foreign country controlling America, that is exactly what Epstein was doing. Israel's complete takeover of America. Only one country in the world, namely Israel, uses pedophilia and cannibalism of children as a weapon to control foreign countries.
Cannibalism
American
of children.
People, you are under attack by Israel wants your country.
Now, when we say they eat babies, there's no more joking no more, huh? No more people crazy. When we told you they ate babies 10 years ago, oh, you're crazy. It's crazy talk. Now we know it's a fact. They eat babies. We think them kids I showed you, did that show 3 years ago, all them African kids on that plane were about. They eat babies. They fuck them and eat them. That's a fact. Go ahead, Joe.
And Israel is getting away with conducting a coup against your country and installing an Israeli dictatorship against you, the American people. The only remaining simple solution at your direct disposal, and I will repeat this as many times as it takes, is the people of America kicking out of public office all these politicians whom you found bowing their heads to Israel. All these people being given
all of them are paid by it. Y'all got to go to that goofy wall. Y'all got to go with they got to put on that goofy hat, right? Y'all got to put the cat with the hat on. Y'all, all of them. You know, every last congressman, senator, they all have allegiance to you know what, because they're getting paid by the fake printed money. That's why they're all of them. Even if the names, they're all of them. You just go to the list. They all backed and paid for by you know who. All of them. There's not one congressman, one senator that's not backed by you know. So that means they've all done this debauchery shit. They've all had sex with children. They've all eaten babies. They've all drunk in the blood. Okay? Drunk in blood, we know what it is, remember? Everybody knows that adrenochrome. What operating system are we using? Chrome. People that say, why is it called Chrome? I'm like, why is it called Chrome? Because of adrenochrome, moron. They put it in your face. But most people are too stupid, like my brother, to look up shit. The news ain't said that. News ain't told me that. God damn. Good job.
That is a continuation of Israel's takeover of your country. It is the exponential increase of Israeli control over your lives. They already control your economy, your military-industrial complex, your Congress, your White House, even your conscience, through lies, fake victimhood, false flag operations, corruption with your politicians, and general deceit.
Right.
The Epstein operation shows exactly which side of good or evil they're actually on. Cannibalism and sexual deviance on children cannot be the work of angels. It is the lifestyle of the beasts, monsters, and savages known today as Israel. Elections and nationwide public protests are the people's last line of defense to save yourselves and your
It's
country
how the propaganda works so good.
Israeli.
You had a whole bunch of Kenyans out in the damn street raving Israeli flag. Yay! Because they caught the propagandized to a goofy religion. See, the world propaganda is so sick. You know? And behind the scenes, it's spiritual. It's the demiurge that does exist. Right? They want to call that's the devil of your goofy Bible. The demiurge, who the ancient Africans told you, create this fucked up illusional system. It keeps you in here harvesting your fucking energy. You're in a goddamn reincarnation trap. Die, come back, die, come back, die, come back, die, come back, because it needs to feed off your energy, and it must be low vibrational energy. Because it was cut off from true source. And that's why we read the text, the mythology of the Doga. Ain't no fucking mythology. Your Bible and your Quran are mythologies. Everything the Doga told you is real. How everything works. This shit is backed up by quantum physics. Told you this is an illusion. Created by this fucking demiurge. White people find out on you, hey, this is an illusion. No shit. So there's no such thing as death. No such thing as death. No such thing as you die. You got black people in churches, oh, I'm scared to die. I'm scared to die. Well, have I did enough for Lord Jesus? Have I did enough for SpongeBob? What about Allah? What about Mr. Potato Head? There is no such thing as death. You are an eternal being. You've always existed because what? You're part of the all. You're a separate part of the whole. You've always existed and you always will exist. There's no such thing as non-existence. Not for you, not ever. No such thing as you never existing. Never. Ever, 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 ever. Once you got existing, there's no such thing as non-existent. That's why I told you, and this ancient African, they steal it. It said, energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. That's what you are as an African. It's about, you're pure energy. That's why it can't be created, because you always existed. And it can never be destroyed. That's why when your goofy ass die, they know they can't destroy you, so they bring you back in and reincarnate your dumb ass. And you back in this loop as being black, being discriminated against, being treated badly, because they need that energy for these things to exist. That's why you got CERN, open up portals. Why you got motherfuckers with demonic energy on their ass, or just call it, instead of calling demonic, call it what it really is. Demiurge energy on their ass. That's what's going on. Go ahead, Joe, finish up.
Lies, deceit, malice, fraud, traps, evil, and the rising Israeli tyranny and capture of your countries. I get nothing from anyone for saying this. I do it out of my own belief that you deserve better than a devious Israeli dictatorship cabal that is secretly siphoning all your tax dollars, your freedoms, your rights, and your jobs, and trampling over your democracy and your sovereignty in your own country. Just a month ago, I said in a public video that I suspect that Israel had the nudes and sex tapes of UAE leaders, and Israel is using these videos to blackmail them into doing whatever Israel wants, including getting involved in civil wars and terrorism in Africa. Today, I saw in the latest Epstein file a photo of one of UAE's leaders on the Epstein Island with two white girls in bikinis in his arms kissing him. That confirmed my previous suspicion that Israel has blackmailed the UAE with their nudes and sex tapes to do things for Israel, because that is what the Epstein Island was for. Get people there to have some holiday fun, young girls available on site, secretly record the guest doing unholy things, then blackmail the guest with those videos to do anything you want. I now also suspect that the FBI has also been co-opted into Israel's coup as an accomplice against America's democracy. And the FBI could now be trying to use the Epstein material it found to also secretly blackmail the same leaders and individuals in those videos to do whatever they demand of them. I am saying this because Jeffrey Epstein was already found guilty of sex trafficking for Israel's blackmail operation. Epstein's girlfriend was also already found guilty and jailed for the same child sex trafficking in the same Israeli blackmail operation. And the FBI has the Israeli blackmail sex videos where politicians are sexually abusing the children given to them by Epstein, who filmed the abuse for Israel's blackmail operation. Everybody who visited Epstein's island was filmed, including the Gulf leaders. But how come none of these international politicians, especially the American ones, are in jail for child sexual abuse? Yet the traffickers have already been found guilty of providing the victims to the politicians who abuse the children. Is Mr. Kash Patel also trying to use the same sex videos for his own FBI blackmail operation against the same global politicians, even at Trump's behest? Why else would you redact the names of all of the abusers but mention the victims? The rotten FBI wants to blackmail these same global elites as well, using the same Epstein videos where these politicians are sexually abusing toddlers. How is anyone sure that Trump and Patel are not in a blackmail operation, and that is not happening already using the videos collected from Epstein's island? We call it Epstein Island, but he was just an intelligence asset on duty. In reality, it should be called the Greater Israel Island, the Abyss. Actually bought by US taxpayers' money, probably money sent as foreign aid to Israel. The same source of funds for all the mysterious new Israeli billionaires with no actual business where they made their money from. Meanwhile, the only way out now for the politicians in the Epstein sex tapes is to sue the FBI and Department of Justice for millions of dollars if anyone tries to blackmail them again with the same videos taken by Epstein. But the best thing that the American people could do for the victims is to kick all pro-Israel politicians out of office. Remember that this was an Israeli Ministry of Defense operation. So my appeal also goes to the people of UK, France, Germany, the whole of Europe, and even Australia. Kick out all these unrepentant pro-Israel pedophiles from public office. No wonder they felt no compassion at toddlers starving and being obliterated in Gaza. They are heartless monsters who have already eaten children alive in macabre Epstein rituals. It's in the files. Do you see any of them coming clean to the American, British, French, or European Union people about their evil deeds? No. They are hiding and they will only respond publicly if their names are exposed. So you can't trust them to do what is right. You can't even trust them to serve you, their people, first, and not to serve Israel first. Therefore, all these pro-Israel politicians have to go, even just for their victims' sake, the defenseless, innocent children who had nobody to save them from what these beasts were doing to them on Epstein Island. Some children were reportedly slaughtered alive, and as I said, even eaten by these cannibals in satanic rituals. Other children have kept silent the disturbing stories of what happened to them and what they saw happening to other children, horrors so unfathomable that no sane human being could stomach, all locked in these children's hearts to this day, toddlers who never experienced what normal life is supposed to be like for children. And today, they live halfway between remembering that heinous childhood and surviving the undiagnosed ramifications of those abominable horrors one day at a time, every single day. Thank you.
Crazy. This is super, super crazy. I'm gonna read a few comments. We got like 20 minutes left for us to come to the end of today's conversation. Started a little bit earlier today, like I said, so I'm gonna go through the comments. Actually, we have 20 minutes remaining. So looking at the comments from where I left it, 10 Speed says, right, I thought that was fake Obama's father. And Osiji Bajaba says, I never saw Obama eat barbecue. He cosplayed black. 10 Speed adding that one white girl on the island said that they were racist Jews. Also, I see 10 Speed says, Chicago actor Harry Lennox taught Obama how to speak and act. Later, he said Obama imitates him. Also, say
Who's
Sister
that?
Michelle. 10 Speed says Chicago actor Harry Lennox taught Obama how to speak and act. Later, he said
Oh,
Obama imitates.
okay.
Jason says, I see why they had all of them ancient nuclear wars become these lower beings. Also see, Jason says, I see why all of them energy ancient nuclear wars became of these lower beings. I think that's what you meant. Sister Michelle says, is that in the Epstein files? The video, is it the video we're sharing right now or what Keith was talking about?
Which one? It wasn't the Epstein files. You got to be more specific, Michelle. It wasn't the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm. 10 says, I think I was a pimp and a preacher in my previous life, lol. And 6 feet 4, lol. Jiba says, Joby, could you? Yeah, I'm gonna post that. Says, yeah, Harry Lennox. I forgot that is one. That is also one of them. But yeah, I'm gonna share the last one, and then maybe I can cue whatever Keith wants me to cue.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I'm happy to choose something called Frazzle Drip on TikTok.
okay, share this. This one.
Epstein was the scandal. That was the bait. Real architects on thrones wear robes and drink wine while feeding on children's skulls in Vatican crypts. Look, let's name what they won't. The 13 bloodlines that run the world aren't who you think. Orsini, Aldo Brandini, Pallavicini, Medici, Breakspear, Farnese, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Warburg, Hanover, Lee, Bruce, Habsburg. These are not old money. They are Baalic parasitic bloodlines, ritual sorcerers who hijacked empires and installed mind control systems under the illusion of religion, politics, and finance. Where's their origin point? Venice. The Black Venetian nobility ran Babylonian blood cults under Catholic masks. They merged with the Vatican, embedded into the Jesuit priesthood, and exported global slavery through maritime law, trapping you in birth certificates, taxes, and silent contracts with no consent. Venice wasn't a city of romance. It's a sacrificial basin. Why do you think the Pope wears a fish hat? That's not Christian. That's Dagon, a Nephilim water demon. Look, Epstein wasn't a financier. He was a human trafficker for the priest class. He ran blackmail rituals for the elite, orgies timed to celestial gates, using children pre-programmed through MK Ultra satellite nodes. Who funded him? Rothschild-backed banks. He admitted this. Mossad and CIA intelligence mergers. Chabad Lubavitch financiers masked as philanthropists. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell a silhouette? Because her father, Robert Maxwell, was a triple agent field operator for the Vatican Chabad MI6 axis. Epstein's Island's temple is
Pause that for a second, Joe. Pause that. So we know, like you said, Rothschild Finance Bank. That's why they got all the banks on the world. So this is about control, guys. All your governments are fake. They're fake. Only real governments you got are 3 in Africa. That's it. That's why they're trying to kill and overthrow it. They got 3 governments who are completely detached, finally, from this wicked ass system, right? Because these banks are in every country, and behind the scenes, you think you elect the left, right, opposition, all that opposition this, opposition that. It's all fake. All your presidents already, that's why all your votes are fake. Man, you're in Kenya, America. Your presidents are already selected to do the bidding of these folks. Get it now? That's how the real world works. Don't work by no democracy, no damn, you decide to elect somebody. That's all fake. That's why all these parties are puppet. Trump's a puppet. Trump don't usually, Trump has power. Trump does what he's told to do, or he'll get bubble gum while he's there. Obama do what he's told to do, doesn't get bubble gum. But Obama was groomed as a child. He wanted these groomed kids as a child. That's a fact. Just like this Mandani character, you see him is groomed as a child. But go ahead, Joby.
The owl statues, not for aesthetics, they're invitation gates for entities. Comment, scroll, and I'll send you the full decoded map. Families, cults, islands, bloodlines, oaths, nothing hidden, everything unveiled. Think about it. Why do the Masons care more about...
And pause it again. Let me explain you guys. I showed you guys years ago what do these bloodlines mean. All these negative bloodline, guys, is a certain thing that the demiurge created to house demonic energy in a vessel. In your vessel is phony, your body, a vessel. So you don't have a soul, I can house low vibrational energy, or for those that use the Bible, demonic energy in it. So I need to keep that bloodline pure, because if you get, that's why the Moors are trying to put melanin into it, because if you put melanin in there, you can't put demonic energy in there no more. Melanin cuts that off. That's the science of alchemy. That's why the Moors are trying to put melanin in these Caucasians, to stop these demonic entities from housing in these bodies, in these vessels. Okay? That's what this is about. And so that's why black people don't be all possessed unless your ass been drinking, you're on drugs, you know, kind of you listen to this low vibrational music, this trap rap and mumble rap, this Nicki Minaj, this Cardi B shit, all this debaucherous ass rap, that lowers your vibration. I already told you that they lowered the frequency of the music to 432, which is unnatural, which is a lower vibration. I mean the 434. It's supposed to be 432, but they lowered the vibration. That's how you know this stuff is real. They took the music and lowered it, and let's show you lowered the frequency, and then put all this treacherous shit in it. So now you listen to treacherous music and a lower vibration. This so demonic energy can try to go through your aura field and house and possess your ass. But as a melanated being, it's harder. You have to help them with drinking alcohol, fornicating, drug abuse, you know, and listen to all kind of foul movies and music. Pornography, you know, because that's spurring all your light. You out there jerking off, all that shit. You got this pornography shit, because your sperm is your light. That dims your light. Right? Think the same cats with the hats, you can look this up, created pornography and made it legal all over the world. You know? You're supposed to be jerking off and all this old crazy shit. You know? Because you're looking at butt naked women, all this crazy. You don't know that's dimming your light. They know it. That's why they done it. That's why it's all over the internet. Okay? So, see, when you know these things, you know, well, why does this exist? Why does this exist? All these harmful things. Why do they exist? Because you're dealing with a spiritual war. Guys, it's spiritual. Excuse me. You're dealing with a spiritual war. And you don't see that because you've been made religious and not spiritual. You're dealing with a spiritual war. This thing, you're in a matrix of energy harvesting. That's why that matrix movie told you that you're a battery and they're living off your energy. That's why most white people, not people, have what? No internal monologue. They don't have no inner shit, they have no soul, so they can house demons in it. They have no internal monologue. So they're not from the creator. Something else created, the demiurge. They have no internal monologue. That's why these other people are always depressed, because they have no melanin. They always have their creators low vibrational entities. Right? But go ahead, Joe, finish it up. Yes.
His politics was just a front. The true power is ritualized trauma.
Exactly.
That's exactly how they move. Jesuits equal infiltration and education. They wrote your textbook, scripted your news, and flipped your morals through semantic inversion. Freemasons equal gatekeeping plus maintenance grid. Lodges are ritual fields, not clubs. The checkerboard floor, it's a dimensional binding grid.
It's all spiritual.
Equals economic controllers of AI, neuroscience, and cloning. They bankroll the puppet governments, own biometric patents, and sit on quantum computing boards. All three serve the Black Sun priesthood. Shadow Vatican that answers to no government, no court, no God you were taught about. They install presidents, they run wars for soul harvest, and they script pandemics not just for population control, but for ritual sacrifice and initiation of mass trauma loops. Look, everything you were taught was a ritual veil. They fed on your doubt. They survived by your silence. But you're the anomaly. You remember. Comment scroll below, and I'll send you the unredacted scroll. Vatican cults, black nobility, Epstein's handlers, ritual nodes, and how it all links back to Baal. No bullshit, no theories, just the architectural truth of your cage. And
of course, it goes back to Baal. That's why they put him on that's why you got Baal more like on your dollar.
Yeah, but those are the videos. So let me pull what you want me to pull. Then
I want you to look at someone on TikTok called say the story of Frazzle. F-R-A-Z-I-L-E, Frazzle Drip, D-R-I-P. Or should I just say, no, just say Hillary Clinton Frazzle Drip. So we know this was 10 years ago. This is Pizzagate. Let's see what we get. Same shit we get now.
Do is demand the Anthony Weiner laptop and get it to the most trusted person in the military to take apart everything on it.
Now pause it. Remember, pause it. Remember, we talked about Anthony Weiner. Right, Joe? We showed him in Congress. It's like he's fighting for justice, all that fake shit. And he had his laptop, and then he had a thing, insurance of all that wicked shit they were doing that you're seeing being exposed now. But 10 years ago, he got caught, showing his dick to a minor, which they all were doing. But he got caught, exposed himself to a minor. And so they went in, took his laptop, and that's where they found the Frazzle Drip shit on. But go ahead, Joe.
Very clear violations of the Espionage Act and really no issue about intent, despite President Obama proclaiming otherwise. And of course, you realize the reason that Hillary had to be protected was because he was writing her on that secret server using an alias, which shows that he damn well knew and had approved in advance her use of the secret unsecured server. On top of that, there's the Anthony Weiner laptop, which I don't know if you heard this. I wrote an article about that too. 675,000 Clinton emails when they got Anthony Weiner's laptop in a search warrant because of all his sex perversion issues. It was all the Clinton emails.
Remember sex perversion? Remember Weiner is attached with all these other people. Epstein's, all that. But you didn't know that back then. You didn't know that then. When they said Pizzagate is a conspiracy theory, all their own media, these are lies, conspiracy theories. Now you know it's not. Now you don't know all this shit's connected and it's all real. All the sexual perversions with all these people. Go ahead, Joe.
State emails, Huma Abedin's emails. Lots of people emailed Huma as a proxy for Hillary, and it included what Comey called the sorry, I must wave my hands more than most people. The golden emails, because they were the BlackBerry backup emails that they were supposedly just looking for everywhere very diligently. Well, guess what they did when they found them on the Weiner laptop? They got a search warrant for things that didn't include the BlackBerry backup emails. So when they told us, when he stood there and said that day, oh, you know, we've reviewed all the emails now, there's nothing there, that was a bald-faced lie. They specifically did not look at the BlackBerry backups, and they didn't look at a fraction of the emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Go to another one. We got the they didn't mention what fragile is. Go ahead.
Okay, you guys gotta quit asking about the video. Okay. In 2016,
Yep,
when
10
Trump
years
was
ago.
running against Hill for the office of President of the United
President went against
States,
Hillary Clinton.
right around that time, Julian Assange released all of Hillary Clinton's emails. Somehow, during that same time, somebody got a hold of Anthony Weiner's laptop. At the time, Anthony Weiner was married to Huma Abedin, who was Hillary Clinton's chief of staff. On that laptop, I actually, I think I do remember how this happened or how this went down. So he had an allegation against him about SAing some girl, and I don't know if she was underage or not. I can't remember.
Of course
You'll
she
have to
was.
go Google through and get those specific facts. But the police ended up confiscating the laptop. On the laptop, they found a folder that said insurance policy.
Insurance policy. Yep. Sure.
Within that folder was the video.
The video.
Somehow, some way, somebody released that video. One day, I was on Facebook, and this was pre-lockdown days of Facebook and pre-lockdown days of really any social media. But somebody had included like a screenshot of something that had made some type of reference to something really scandalous that Hillary Clinton was involved in. And if you know anything about Hillary Clinton, the Clinton administration years were just pitted with scandal after scandal. There was Travelgate, there was Whitewater. I mean, there were so many scandals that
He's talking about the scandals, and that's what the video. The video shows Hillary Clinton and Uma Ahmadine unaliving, allegedly. Let's say this, we know it's real. Unalive, allegedly, a child. Somebody, the girl's like 6 or 7 years old. They cut her face off. They stab her, bleeding. They eat her. They start eating her. They sexually molest her. It's just the most wickedest shit. Like I said, when the police did, they all threw up. And ain't none of them alive today. None of them seen that tape. She ain't never been prosecuted. They just said, oh, this is all conspiracy theories. Remember, because they control everything. They get rid of this tape. But it was on the dark web, wherever. It's real. I seen it. It's real. So there ain't no conspiracy, nothing. See, this 10 years ago. See, we're in the age of Aquarius. All this shit's going to start being revealed. Go ahead, Joe, with them.
As we wind up.
Long story short, I clicked on the link. It took me to somewhere on Twitter. Once I clicked on the Twitter link, it took me to some web page that had like a file drop down. I clicked through and I found the video. The video opened. It was horrible. It was the worst thing that I ever saw. I didn't even think it was real at the time. I thought it was fake just because of how it was like a snuff film.
How heinous it was. How heinous
I don't want to get into any descriptions because I don't want I don't want to get in trouble on here. But it was bad, and I didn't think it was real until over the next couple of days. That's all people were talking about was the video. And then as more information came out, things like Pizzagate and other things, and then throughout the election, people like, I can't remember that attorney's name, Sydney something, but she made a press conference about it a few years after the video was released, and she said that the investigators who initially found the laptop and viewed the footage were physically sick. And I think there was like 9 or 10 investigators who saw the footage, and they're all unalive now.
They're all dead. Exactly.
Right.
They're all unalive because they're not supposed to see it. and they coming to see you. That's right. Ain't nobody but the Jim. All them unalive.
Is the case with most people who come into contact with anything that Hill Kill is involved with, and has some type of nefarious intent. So that's it. That's all I know. That's what happened. Like I said, it was 2016. It was many years ago. I don't know where you can find the video. I hope you don't ever find the video. It's a horrible video. And also, I probably wouldn't go looking for it either, because
it's disturbing.
You might find other things, or people might find you that you don't want them
Don't want to find.
right?
Yeah, stay out that dark web, baby.
You want to just kind of stay under the radar, but
stay out that dark web, exactly, because the real evil, wicked shit, boy.
Mm-hmm. But literally, as we wind up this conversation, also see Samuel in the building says the Jamaican Prime Minister is a pro-Israel too. Robin S.
They all gotta be.
Shout to you, Robin S. Nice to see you. Jibadaba says you could do an entire episode just on Wayna. Wayna. Jason says that's why I don't put energy into nothing down here. I'm done with this illusion. And come back for what? Young souls come back and old ones get the hell on.
Get the hell out. I think it's right there, my old soul there, Jason. I'm getting the hell out. I know how to get. I'm gone. Let Joby come back and do what she gonna do as whoever it is. Yes.
I'm here to redeem the world like Jesus. I'm here to save y'all.
Yeah. I ain't gonna be here. You save what you want to save.
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up with that family. That has been our time for today. That has been the Africa Today show. Shout out to everyone who was tuned in. Literally, you guys were here in numbers. So I hope, in case it's your first time, kindly subscribe. We're gonna be here tomorrow, same time, same place, on the middle of the 21st century. Your closing remarks, Mr. Blackout Fire.
Say much love, family. Stay. Now, watch your surroundings. Always be careful. We live in some really wicked times. Most people don't know. I say this information alone to get to the average person. Even though things move fast now, I said it's not going to the average person to maybe 2 or 3 years. It will be longer than that back in the past. Remember, this Pizzagate is 10 years ago, Joey. So people didn't even want to believe that. But now, what you say, Joey?
I'm saying 2016. From 2016, I was still in high school. Didn't know shit,
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah. So exactly. So now you're talking about 10 years later. It's all out there again. Same thing. Raping of children, eating babies, drinking blood, kidnapping. Same thing. See, but back then it was plausible deniability because there was no files. Somebody it was the WikiLeaks guy that dumped the files, and people kept saying, reason it became Pizzagate, because people kept saying, what's this weird thing with pizza? 12 toppings, cheese, and why is Obama flying in pizza in the middle of this? Don't make any sense. And then we found out the code word for pizza is sex with children. We found out that the code word pizza means children. That's why we did the first bit of Jeffrey Epstein going through the thing. He was eating what? Pizza. We know that now. What you say, Joey?
Yeah, just echoing what you're saying.
Yeah. So we know pizza now was a code word. If you go back and check all these interviews with these stars and musicians, they always talked about pizza. Pizza this, pizza that. That motherfucker like talking about pizza. Now we know it meant the raping of small children. So now just be cognitive, guys. Most everybody's still asleep. It'll take about 2 or 3 years. You're probably gonna see unrest on the planet like you've never seen. Because this kind of evil cannot go unpunished. This kind of evil can't just be, oh well, they're raping babies and eating them. This kind of evil cannot go unpunished. It just can't.
Exactly.
That's
But
it.
we are wrapping it up right there. Much love, family. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace, and we're out.